Welcome to the podcast from the St. Louis Sportists, an occasionally smart, always irreverent look at sports in St. Louis and beyond. And now, your St. Louis Sportists.
Hello and welcome to the podcast from the St. Louis Sportists. My name is Ron Cook, and I'm joined by Joe Sperlin.
I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Knowing it's the holiday season, I'm going to try to be very positive during this podcast.
That's outstanding. Doug Lansdowne.
Yep, Merry Christmas. I'll take Joe's negative rant tonight.
Tom Mathis.
Happy Festivus to everyone who celebrates.
There's going to be the airing of grievances.
It's what the show is.
And making his triumphant return, Mr. Keith Farrell.
Hey,
Hey,
cheers, everyone. I'm feeling a bit snarky.
Oh,
All right.
Hey.
Woo!
He's back and he's fired up. In this edition, the Chiefs leave Missouri without an NFL team, and judging from their performance on Sunday, that may already be the case. Week 1 of college football playoffs sends a couple of marquee names home, and the Cardinals send a first baseman to Boston. The St. Louis Sportists are brought to you by First Coast Steel Buildings. Jason and his team will take your project from design to completion with a family-first approach, and they will not cross a state line for more money. Learn more at firstcoaststeel.com, and we'll hear more from them later in the show. And tonight's last call is brought to you by Black Dog Consulting, LLC, here to help the one truck owner and the small fleet owner to grow and prosper. Contact Dave at 417-217-9622. Black Dog Consulting, helping you retrieve bigger profits. All 5 Sportists back. It's been a while. We would like to ask you to rate and follow our podcast. We're on X, Facebook, Blue Sky, the Gram. They're pushing us to get on TikTok.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Boy, I don't know.
are we trying to reach our teenage demographics on that?
I don't
if we get on
know.
TikTok?
Choppy waters right there.
I don't know.
Let's wait.
Who's going to dance?
Yeah.
This is, there we go. And this is when the mafia comes into play. If you would rather watch this mayhem instead of listen, or do both, we're on YouTube at STL Sportists, and our website is stlsportists.com. Time for quick hits, Joe Sperlin. What do you have?
Oh, Ron, you tried to bait me on the crossing state lines. Hey, NFL on Christmas, trying to get into the NBA's stash. And 2 games on Netflix and Amazon Prime. And if you do not have those 2 streaming services, congratulations. I'm not for sure this is what they were looking to pay for. When you're going to get, the only one I can say is Josh Johnson, the Bobby Bonilla version of the Immaculate game there, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy from the Vikings, Brosmer, and the Olathe Chiefs quarterback, I don't even know how to say his name. I'm not going to. I'm pretty sure I will not watch any of those games, but I'll tell you, I'm damn sure not going to watch the NBA.
Well, it's gonna be like 68 degrees. Get outside. I mean, chop some wood, do something, right? Doug Lansdowne, what do you have?
I've got to piggyback on Joe. My dad, he doesn't have any of those services and stuff. And I said, well, talked to him just a few minutes ago. And I said, if you want to come over at Christmas, I said, we've got all that stuff. We got everything. He goes, well, who the hell wants to watch any of those games anyway?
Exactly.
So I said,
Ronnie,
I
once again,
understand.
speaking the truth.
I said, I understand, Dad. You can come over anyway, but you don't have to watch those games. So Joe's right. I don't think the NFL signed up for those cats playing quarterback on Christmas.
And you damn sure don't want to watch the NBA.
Oh,
I did not know the name of the Chiefs' 3rd string quarterback. I'll admit that.
I didn't know their 2nd string quarterback.
Yeah. Tom Mathis, what do you have?
Things couldn't be any worse for the St. Louis sports scene, with the Cardinals kind of rebuilding, the Blues retooling, Mizzou, whatever they're doing. The Battlehawks lost their coach today. Anthony Beck, the XFL, UFL, whatever they are, they moved him to the Orlando franchise. So we have lost Anthony Beck as a head coach. Hopefully, I heard somebody say today on the radio that they hope Mike Martz gets a job. That would be a great hire. Get some fun back into the dome.
But I've heard the strong rumor, and this was a facepalm, is that one of the leading candidates is, are you ready for this? Jim Haslett.
No.
Gosh. Oh boy.
Begin the defying.
My God.
Maybe he'll bring in March as OC.
How old is Jim Haslett?
I think they said he was 70.
Oof. I thought you were going to say Anthony Beck moved to the Penn State franchise.
Ahead of his son?
They asked for comments today on our suggestions on KMOX, and I said, is Bob Stoll available? But I guess, I think he's working for the NCAA, right?
Old, Ron. 70 years old. You were correct.
Go figure. Mr. Farrell.
Yeah, the kind of my note that I jot down here was, just when things couldn't get any more PR crazy with Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend, the UNC Tar Heels rolled out the red carpet for hiring another coach creeper, Bobby Petrino. I mean, what in the hell was UNC thinking, allowing this to happen, putting a shorter leash on this guy? I mean, it's like hiring Jeffrey Dahmer as your team chef.
Is Bill Cosby going to be the opening act?
I mean, come on, UNC. Come on.
Hey, Sharon Moore is available if they need a tight end.
There you go.
Off the rails.
Sharon will be the line coach. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm going to arch us back up here.
All right.
I'm gonna
nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. That was my snarky. There.
I'm gonna elevate us. Arch Manning, believe it or not, is taking a pay cut. A guy from On3, Justin Wells, reported Friday that he has agreed to take a smaller cut of Texas's revenue sharing pool as part of an effort to help the Longhorn football program do whatever it takes to support a championship run next year. So it could be used on transfer portal talent or as part of retention efforts. Now, I have heard of like NFL quarterbacks doing this. I have heard of other, but this is the first I have ever heard of a college player do it. Have any of you guys ever heard of a college guy doing this?
No.
Arch will just do more commercials.
There you go.
And he'll make his money
Arch's financial backing, I think his kids are probably set for life too.
I think so. Yeah. I think Arch will be, I don't think he'll be eating ramen.
No.
Regarding this, is the saddest trend in college sports is when they announce that a player will be back now to fulfill his contract. I mean,
re-signed.
He re-signed.
Re-signed.
Yeah. I mean, that's
agreed to a re-signing a contract.
The amateur athletics is gone.
Yeah, if there's any turbulence in that locker room, hey, my starting job might be gone.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any turbulence with an injury, these guys aren't coming back if they're going to be losing a job.
Gone.
Or
you hear they're recruiting a 5-star freshman at your position.
Like the program can't get better.
Right.
We can't establish depth in our program.
Right. Well, the state of Missouri felt a little bit of a seismic shock yesterday, Doug Lansdowne, when the Kansas City Chiefs announced that they were going to start playing football in Kansas in 2031, leaving Arrowhead and, as someone pointed out, I thought interestingly, outdoor football, because they are going to a dome. I listened to 2 hours of Kansas City talk radio yesterday. The line that one guy said, the mayor sounded like he was talking about a death when he gave his news conference. Doug, is this a big deal?
You can argue both sides, I think, here, honestly, because, Clark Hunt's going to step up and say, my dad always wanted to host a Super Bowl. He's going to say, we now can get a Final Four. we now can do this. So I mean, I think you can argue both sides here and stuff. I never knew exactly what the problem was at Arrowhead. I mean, I was there 2 weeks ago. It looked like a pretty nice facility to me. The ones that you have to wonder what's going to happen is what happens to the Royals. So, they've got to be hung out to dry. But I don't know. Like I said, you're going to argue both sides of it. The people in Kansas City are going to be, their feelings are going to be hurt, which is understandable. But I mean, you can certainly say, I mean, hell, if they get to host a Final Four, I mean, I'm going to be the first in line trying to get tickets. So
yeah. Keith, in 2022, Clark Hunt said Arrowhead was state of the art. This is 2025.
I think he's drinking out of the same fishbowl of beer as Stan Kroenke. So I think really the only person who's ready for a dome stadium is Harrison Butker. He's begging for 2030 to come quickly. So he along with the rest of the Chiefs have kind of lost their way, and I kind of feel I'm in the St. Louis side of the state, and I kind of feel this blow.
Yeah,
it's like, has there not been a case study from St. Louis side of losing football teams that Kansas City could have just torn a couple pages out of and said, hey, let's not screw this up? It's just awful.
Joe, what's the feeling down in around Springfield, Southwest Missouri? It's kind of the general mood on this whole thing.
Just the shock that they would leave Arrowhead. And I mean, it's just the atmosphere and all that. But, it's like I said when this first started, money talks, and the Chiefs are getting an unbelievable deal on this. And it's all business. I mean, you put that, and then to say, hey, by the way, the Bears are also going to be leaving Soldier Field and going to Northern Indiana. That is just a money thing too. So, I mean, it's all what it is. I mean, it's the best deal, and people want to.
Yeah.
They're going to get that because in the long run, it's unbelievable amounts of money.
Well, you brought up the Royals, and I think the Royals actually are going to benefit from this because the hardest thing to come by is real estate. And with everyone going to that ballpark village establishment, what they've done in Atlanta is a blueprint. And once they wipe out Arrowhead, they've got a blank canvas down there to do whatever the hell they want to do. And I think they can make it a great thing.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, every time that something like this happens, you've got to have a villain. And when the Cardinals left, it was a combination of Shamel and McNary.
Yeah.
And when the Rams lost, it was all on Kroenke. And Kansas City is ready to vilify Frank White. Yes, that Frank White, the second baseman for the Royals, who was the county commissioner who just didn't get behind this big ballot initiative, which failed and didn't provide funding on the Kansas City side. And because of that, that was kind of some of the impetus to not have enough money for the Chiefs to stay in Missouri. And they asked the mayor about it yesterday. They said, will this be his legacy? And he kind of paused and had a great answer and said, I think Frank will be remembered as a great second baseman.
So my favorite quote out of all this is from the Kansas governor. And she said, we're no longer a flyover state. We are a touchdown state.
Yeah. Keith and I said she practiced that in front of the mirror no fewer than 50 times.
Exactly. Like, come on, lady.
And then I saw the late breaking news today on one of the St. Louis stations is a Missouri legislator has put forward a bill that the Chiefs are going to have to pay for part of the demolition of Arrowhead. Okay, demolition of Arrowhead.
1% of the cost for every year that they've been there.
Correct. So it's like 58% of the cost is going to have to be paid for by the Chiefs.
Hey, I got a pretty good idea. I got a pretty good idea. How much does it cost? There may be a group of them show up this Thursday night ready to demolition that stadium.
That's right.
Well, they might if they don't play any better than they did in Tennessee, Doug. I said that was unwatchable in Tennessee on Sunday.
So, you had that Sunday and you had MU playing last night. So we've had some unwatchable experiences in the last few weeks. And I know you Blues guys have been on the same train with that. So it's been rugged, but yeah, they were non-competitive.
Joe, I said it was like a time machine. It was like 78 again. I was expecting Ed Beckman and Horace Belton and, some of those guys to kind of sneak onto the field there, maybe.
Hey, if Phillip Rivers can come back and play, I thought maybe Bill Kenny was going to come and play for Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't know that Steve Fuller or Bill Kenny could do any worse than the dude that was out there. No. So
hey, when Tennessee is like, we're really not going to try to score a touchdown on you. We'd like to just run the clock out and just kick a field goal. But it was like, but if you're not going to stop us, we'll score a touchdown. I mean, it was like Tennessee was having a great time going, hey, this is what this is like. Wow, this is kind of fun.
They flashed back to them on Red Zone, Keith, and the announcer said, Tennessee is having fun. And I thought,
yeah,
oh dear. It's come to that. The Super Bowl top 4 betting favorites right now are the Rams, Bills, Seahawks, and Eagles. But the Jaguars are getting a little bit of steam.
Yeah, you've got there's a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence to show up this year. I guess they drafted a quarterback pretty high, and boy, has he delivered. So yeah, kind of cool to see Jacksonville respond in a way that they're making some noise. So yeah, let's run with it.
And the box of Phillip Rivers' family last night is one of my favorite shots of the season. All 10 kids.
And was the grandkid in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Keith Farrell, Texas A&M, you win your first 11 games of the year. You're feeling pretty good, and then you lose to Texas, and then you get a playoff game at home and you don't score a touchdown. Is that a good season?
No. God, your expectations have to be sky high going into the playoff. You're just not happy to be there at that point with that record. But holy smokes, what the heck happened? I mean, 3 points. I mean, I watched that game and I was like, it's kind of exciting. My wife asked me in the morning, I was a little groggy. She goes, who's going to win? She was trying to bet some football. She goes, you got Texas and Miami playing. And I had it in my head that Texas Longhorns. And I'm like, yeah, pick Texas. And then when I showed up, I'm like, oh, it's Texas A&M. I'm like, put money on Miami. And so I won a little bit of money on that one.
I want a Michael Irvin cam for the next game.
Oh,
God.
yeah, exactly, Doug.
Tom, Oklahoma got off to a good start and then collapsed.
The surprising thing was they scored 17 points right off the bat. I didn't think they could score 17 points in the game. That offense was just sad. I mean, you think a team like them could get a good offense. John Mateer, I mean, he can run the ball pretty well, but he jumps when he throws. I don't know. He's never consistent with his passes. So I had no hope for them.
He's got a broken hand.
You still have it?
I don't know. Looked like it when he threw it.
Yeah, it did.
So that's and then the other 2 games, JMU was more competitive than Tulane. Certainly, I saw one smart aleck posted on the on Twitter that the SEC wins only came against other SEC teams or teams that had left the SEC. Yeah, we're looking at you, Tulane. Joe Sperlin, is this bad news for the group of 5 or group of 6, how many ever they're calling themselves in the future?
They flashed like 10 games in the past 10, 12 years that were blowouts. So, I mean, it just was the attention of the mighty Notre Dame not making it, and that caused a lot of drama. But like I said last week, I don't think the group of five is going to be competitive. The bowl committee is actually considering having a playoff system for the group of five.
Nice.
And this said that they are considering it. Now, I think for those fan bases, that would be pretty good. But I'm sure the ones that's the best one would think we're just as good as them. But Oregon was not very happy. They even said they felt like they lost that game at the end. But, I mean, it was a track meet at the beginning, so they kind of lost interest. So, a lot of them, there's been a couple competitive games, but there's also been blowouts in the playoffs in the past years too. So,
Yep.
Like I said, I just don't think with NIL that the group of five can compete with the bigger groups. So,
No, because that's who the bigger groups are taking the players from.
Yeah, that's who they're picking from.
I mean, you're going to find your Hawaiis, you're going to find your Boise States who are hitting this, or your BYUs who's hitting this wire. And, what's going to happen with those teams? I mean, they have to have a solution.
Well, I actually saw where Wyoming was talking about that they cannot compete with the NIL, and they don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like they were talking about, there's players that we have are getting offered $1 million, and we don't have $1 million total to pay our players.
Yeah.
And I mean,
So those are the minor leagues for the SECs.
Yeah, and they're a Mountain West team, and do they sit there and go, hey, we might as well go play with Montana State and those people 1AA, and because we can't compete at that level with the group of the power conferences. So
Josh Allen would not have graduated from there.
No, they would not have.
Yeah, we'll see something. Because, the question that we saw all over the place was, gee, would you rather watch Notre Dame or would you rather watch Texas than JMU and Tulane in those games?
Yeah. Well, was it Drink that said that he's had every one of his players have been approached by other teams? Was that Drink that said that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
PJ Fleck echoed the same thing.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think Drink was the first one.
Well, it's got to be a strategy of every incoming freshman, too. I had a friend who had a son entering Murray State, and 3 years later, he's on his third different school, but that was the strategy.
Yeah.
By the time he hits his junior year, he wants to be on a power or a top 4 conference or whatever.
Well, I know the kid that's at Missouri Southern that finished his eligibility, had another year. He entered the portal, and he's got one more year, and he just said, I'll just see what I can get. He said, I'd like to get a Division I offer and make a little bit of money as I graduate. And he's got a Division I offer, a lot of 1AA, but he does have a offer from Central Michigan. Now, Central Michigan's not going to pay a lot of money, but they're going to pay him some. I guarantee you they paid him more than Missouri Southern paid.
Exactly. Yeah. He has nothing to lose by doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got another year eligibility. Let's see if I can get some money out of it.
Yeah. And then there's TJ Finley, who is going to his 7th school.
And he gets worse and worse every year, every team he goes to.
When he was at LSU, he was a freshman at LSU. I thought he was pretty good as a freshman at LSU, and he went to Auburn, and I'm like, oh no. And then you're right, Joe, he just kept getting worse.
Yeah. He might be at a Division II school next.
He might. He might. Well, heck, he might be at Missouri State. No, he's not good enough to be at Missouri State.
He's not good enough
driving a new car to getting free pizza.
Speaking of them, I thought Jacob Clark looked pretty stinking good in that bowl game.
Yeah.
Now, I also thought the left tackle, like I said, I thought the left tackle was going to get him killed.
Yeah.
But, hey, you talk about throwing the ball. There's a guy that if you're Missouri State, you're like, thank you for not leaving.
Yeah. Is it the turnstile block where you're spun around as the guy goes by you, or is it the lookout block where you scream, look out, as the guy goes past?
He was probably busy, he didn't even have time to yell, look out.
Cover. He just yelled, cover.
Oh yeah, and that was someone said that the place where they played that was giving Kibby Dome vibes, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I gotta love the Kibby Dome. And if you've not seen that, folks, look up some pictures on the web. It's a fantastic little venue. Well, folks, we have reached the commercial break here. It's time to hear from the good folks at First Coast Steel Buildings. When we come back, we will look at 5 pro games and 5 bowl games in Blue Horseshoes Corner. We'll talk cards, we'll talk blues, we'll talk Billikens when we come back.
Are you in the market for a barn dominium, house, garage, man cave, carport, or hobby shop? Wondering how to get started or where to go? Whatever you are looking to design, look no further than First Coast Steel Buildings. Give Jason and his team a call at 912-314-4848. They will guide you through the process, designing your building to fit your specific needs and budget. Call them today at 912-314-4848 or get inspirational ideas and start designing your own by visiting them at firstcoaststeel.com. Again, that's the number 1, stcoaststeel.com. Their low-cost buildings are fully galvanized steel, providing you with worry-free, low-maintenance requirements, integrity, quality, and a family-first approach. First Coast Steel Buildings, 912-314-4848.
And we are back on the St. Louis Sportists podcast, joined by Joe Sperlin, Doug Lansdowne, Tom Mathis, and Keith Farrell. My name is Ron Cook, and it is time for Blue Horseshoes Corner. Joe Sperlin will take us through 5 college games, 5 NFL games, and please remember, friends, these picks are for recreational purposes only and should not be the basis of any actual wager, particularly my NFL picks. If you believe you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The odds you're about to hear are from BetESPN at approximately 1:30 this afternoon. Take it away, Blue Horseshoe.
And if you're betting these college bowl games, when they have players like start to go to the game and then go, nah, I'm done. Or they go through warm-ups and say, no, I've decided to pull myself out. That's crazy, but I'll save that for last call, Tom. All right, let's start off. The Pop Tarts Bowl in Orlando, probably my favorite bowl of all time. It's Georgia Tech versus BYU. BYU minus 4.5. Now, remember, this was a game Notre Dame was supposed to be in, but they apparently do not like Pop Tarts. They're probably a crepe team, aren't they? Ron, would you say that? They probably won't have Pop Tarts for breakfast. They probably have to have crepes.
I would say crepe or quiche. Probably, yes.
Spinach quiche.
Yeah. So, Ron, we'll start with you. It's the BYU minus 4.5.
I think BYU is angry, and so give me BYU.
Keith, what do you think?
Nothing worse than an angry Mormon running around.
So
I knew it.
Yep.
Tom?
I'm going BYU too. Everybody's complaining about Notre Dame and Vandy getting left out. BYU, in my opinion, is the one who has the biggest complaints. This is their playoff game, and they're going to prove a point.
Doug?
Yep. I'm going to call them the Stormin' Mormons.
All right. As I have my pen, not so fast. Give me Georgia Tech. Hey, you go against that King kid one more time. If you bet against him as an underdog, give me the points on that one. Oh, and then we're going to go to Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl. How many Mizzou players will get off the bus? Mizzou, it is dropping like a bad habit, minus 4 versus Virginia's Cavaliers. Tom?
Hold on, Joe. I'm getting an update. Tom Mathis is going to be starting at wide receiver for Mizzou. You have eligibility, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
May not have the hands I once had, but I do have eligibility.
Tom, what do you think?
As long as Ahmad Hardy gets off that bus, they'll be fine. I'm going to go Tigers, just for no other reason than that's my team.
There you go, Doug.
Yep, I'm with Tom.
I see another one coming. Here we go. Ron?
I will take the University of Missouri Columbia based on their defense. I think they will win this game with their defense and running. It'll be like a throwback game.
Yeah. Keith, I'm going to take with that head nod. You're the same way.
I'm going to say the same exact thing that Ron said there. Defense travels. Stole that line from them, and I see a bunch of angry Tigers running around the field.
Did you guys watch the Miami Texas A&M game? Okay, imagine that same game with no passing. Virginia will probably have all 11 dudes. It'll be like Carl Williams and Larry Silvey. It will have all 11 dudes will be in the frame, and three plays. Here's the punting team. Give me the Cavaliers plus the 4. It's going to be a low-scoring game.
And Joe, this is going to be like when we were in junior high and we ran every play basically out of a goal line with a wing back.
Yes.
We had 2 tight ends, a wing back, and 2 running backs. And I think that's about what we're looking at here.
Now, you realize that if this quarterback goes down, who's going to quarterback for Mizzou?
Who is the emergency? Is Hardy? Oh, you'll go Wildcat.
No, you got another lock. Remember, if you're a red shirt, you can play.
Yeah.
The youngest
That's right.
lock, I think. Boy.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
Ron. Well, guess what? After that, the Texas Bowl in Houston. Houston minus 3.5 versus how many LSU Tigers get off the bus?
LSU is in total disarray. Give me Houston.
Now, and the other question was, they want to stay and play for Lane, so how many of them will actually stay and say, I want to show him that I want to be at LSU? So, Keith, what do you think?
Well, considering half the team got off the bus in half the games this year, so I'm going to go with Houston.
Doug?
Willie
Back with,
Fritz, a former grad assistant at PSU, Pittsburgh State for you all, will have Houston in the college playoff next year, and they win this game.
Wow.
Bold.
We get some
Momentum.
money. Tom?
Lots of money in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
All these teams declining bowl bids. Couldn't LSU been one of them? I'm going to Houston.
Hey, I would give you guys a not so fast, but no. LSU at the end of the year. The guy quarterbacking for LSU, oh my. Ron, would you like to make a comment about that?
I think of Chevy Chase talking to Danny Noonan. You're not very good.
You're not good.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think there's ones that when they recruit some kids, they're like, that kid can't play, coach. Yeah, but his folks are rich. And they will, or he has grandparents that are really wealthy that will give us a lot of money. I think this is the kid. So,
Mhm.
oh, and then we got Bert going to Nashville, the Music City Bowl. You'll probably be able to catch Bert out honky tonkin' in Nashville.
I hope so.
If you're wearing orange, you want to go to Nashville Tuesday. Tennessee minus 2.5 versus Bert and the Illini at the Music City Bowl. Tom, go ahead.
Rocky Top.
There you go. Hey, don't start singing it.
Mm-mm.
It'll be like that kid
I
in the
almost
video.
did.
Yeah. Doug, what do you think?
Yep, I like Josh Heupel and his Volunteers.
Doug or Ron? I'm sorry.
I think they're going to get the Underwood momentum, and I'm going to go Bert. Give me Bert.
Keith?
This is the type of team, this type of game Illinois wins. I don't know how they do it, but they take it.
I'm with you guys. Bert will have some form of shenanigans for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bert will find a way. Now, then this next one, my favorite bowl. Because in honor of the old head ball coach, we got the Citrus Bowl. And you can't spell citrus without UT. But the wrong UT is here. It's Texas. Texas minus 7.5 versus Michigan. And I'm going to tell you what, folks, there is chaos at Michigan. But if you want the man to steer you through the chaos, Biff. Give me the 7.5 and the Biff. Ron, what do you think?
Oh, I think that Texas is a little bit still. Texas has got a little bit of a chip, and I think this is chip season. So give me Texas.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to say kind of like the Michigan-Alabama game last year. Keith, what do you think?
UT gets the Cheez-It Bowl.
Got it.
Talking about players not getting off the bus. I don't know if Underwood, the Michigan quarterback, will. I don't think it'll matter. I'm going Texas.
Hey, that's kind of what I'm hoping he don't get off the bus. Doug?
Yep. I think Texas wins and covers.
Hey, I think Biff's going to keep it close and finally be able to retire to his ice cream and cigars. Now, I have no idea who Michigan's going to hire.
He's
don't
looking
either.
like their best choice.
They don't
Hey,
either.
Pendergrass said, "What about Brian Kelly?" And I'm going to pretend like you didn't even say that.
They got to fire their AD first before they can start talking about a coach. So.
Brian's got time on his hands.
He
Hey,
does.
you talk about having more attorneys. There'll be attorneys all over in Michigan. Like, they're just here full time. All right, Tom, we hate to do this. We're going to go to the NFL.
Siesta time.
Yep. I'll start off at Christmas. Denver at the Chiefs. Denver minus 13.5. If you are betting, folks, get this now before it skyrockets. Doug?
I think Denver wins and covers.
Keith?
I think that might be a coverage in the first quarter. I think Denver covers 14 in the first quarter and just annihilates Kansas City.
This is going to be a lot like that game at Denver last year when Kansas City wasn't even trying. Except
Yes.
the difference is Kansas City's going to be trying.
Yeah, well, no, Kansas City's not going to be trying. I think this will get out of hand, and you got Noah Gray as a potential quarterback. They'll probably put Kelsey. If Kelsey even says, no, I'm not quarterbacking. No. So, yeah, I think it's Denver as much as they want.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Houston at the Chargers. Chargers minus 2.5. Houston's another one that quietly people are kind of not not saying a whole lot. I'm going to start off with that. I don't know how they keep winning, but I'm going to go with the Heart of Balls, the fighting Heart of Balls and the Chargers. Doug?
I want Houston and the points.
There you go.
Close game.
Hey, of course, Doug, buy that up to 3 if anybody was to actually do that. Keith, what do you think?
I think the Chargers for sure.
Okay. Ron?
Chargers because of home field only, even though there'll probably be more Houston fans there because of that situation they've got.
Baltimore at Green Bay. Green Bay minus 3.5. This is another one that should have been on Netflix because you're talking about potential practice third-team quarterbacks going right here.
Mm-hmm.
I still got to drive the bus on the Baltimore bandwagon.
Oh, you have
Give me
ran off the
Baltimore
road.
plus 3.5.
You have ran off the road.
Yeah, I can't give up now. Even though, hey, I'm sure someone, John Harbaugh, turned around and looked and said, "Why is Derrick Henry standing next to me?"
How many fumbles has he had this year? I mean, it's unreal how many times
I think he's had 3 or 4, and he's had 1 a year for the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Joe, I think your bandwagon is like Mel Brooks in Blazing Saddles when it was just going around in a circle. You know, the one wagon going around in a circle.
Yeah, that's good, Ron. I like that. That is true. All right, I'm going to assume you're taking Green Bay. Keith?
Well, I have to take Green Bay. I mean, I've been run over by that damn bus, by that damn Baltimore bus so many times that I can no longer have no more allegiance to Baltimore.
Keith, I was not driving the bus when that happened. So, Doug,
Nobody was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, what do
I
you
want
think?
Green Bay. I want Green
You
Bay.
still Green Bay?
Yep.
Hey, that'll be another one. Who quarterbacks?
That Green Bay quarterback did not look bad. That backup dude, he's got some mobility. He made a couple throws. He's not terrible.
But here's the deal. He's hurt too, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Of course.
Hey, Phillip Rivers is going to retire, and then he's going to go quarterback at Green Bay.
We were discussing last night that Cam Newton was offended that he did not get the call first.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
Colin Kaepernick's name came up in conversation.
yeah, I was getting ready to
It
say,
did.
Cam needs to buy some more damn ugly ass hats. Ron, you can edit that part. Philadelphia at Baltimore. Actually, Sunday. They're playing the game on Sunday. Philadelphia at Buffalo. It's probably going to be a ton of snow. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, -1.5. Ron, you're shaking your head.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Bills.
Keith?
I'm behind Ron with that one too. Bills all the way.
Doug?
Give me the Eagles.
It's supposed to be a nasty weekend in Buffalo too. I thought earlier.
And then Sunday night, Chicago at San Francisco. It's one of those deals that San Francisco, I love how the NFC, just like the NFL loves it. You're currently the 2 seed, but if you lose, you're going to be the 7 seed.
That's like that year the football Cardinals either won the division or didn't make the playoffs, depending on the last game.
San Francisco -3.5 since they're at home and Chicago has to go all the way out there this time of year. Give me the 49ers. Ron, you're shaking your head again.
They looked damn near invincible last night.
They looked pretty good. Keith?
Niners.
Doug?
Dub Bears.
The Bears.
Dub Bears. It's their year.
The Northern Indiana Bears.
It's their
The
year.
Gary Bears.
Oh, the Gary Bears.
Gary Bears.
The Gary Bears. That is good. I like that. Oh, folks, once again, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
And if you're going to do
Especially
this,
the NFL.
don't listen to us. So,
Thank you very much, Blue Horseshoe.
yes.
Tom Mathis, 14, 16, and 8 for your St. Louis Blues, who have 38 points, 6 points out of a playoff. The money puck number for making the playoff is 11.9% as of this morning. What is something that's actually working for this team?
Signing new players and putting them in the lineup right away, or bringing them up from the minors. Otto Stenberg, Robbie Fabry, and the guy they got from Detroit,
Bregman.
Yeah,
Berggren. Yes.
they've been your 3 best players the last few games. I mean, it's
Berggren's on the first line.
exactly. And Stenberg's out there playing on penalty kill and in the last few seconds of the game. I mean, it's amazing. And Robbie Fabry's throwing his body around like he's a 21-year-old kid. It's amazing. It's really I don't, they've kind of showed what the problem is with the team is, they're not getting the heart and soul from their big name players that they need to get.
What's one thing that's working, Keith?
Justin Falk's scoring stick.
Justin Falk's going to win the Norris Trophy if he's on a good team.
Trade him. Trade him. He was in the doghouse for the first 4 years. So
10 goals.
Time to go.
10 goals, Tom Mathis, for Mr. Falk. You believe that action?
It is unbelievable. I mean, him and Jake are the leaders, right? At 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a defenseman tied for your lead in goals. That's the way you draw it up, right?
Exactly. And Justin Falk is that defenseman that you want leading your team in goals.
Unbelievable. And then I'm not sure what to make of this goalie situation because everyone is trying to reassure me that there is not a goalie controversy. It's a little bit like Kevin Bacon in saying we must remain calm,
Well, and the bad thing is that Bennington, if he had any, value, it's going down the drain. I don't know. I mean, Skinner and Jerry got traded for each other the other day, so I don't know what you could get for Bennington at this point.
And that trade's worked out magnificently for Edmonton, hasn't it?
What Jerry play one game before he got hurt?
He's on the injured list after one game.
Do you see that game
my.
against Pittsburgh after the trade where they both wore the other team's mask?
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
That's right up there with Joel Youngblood playing for two teams on the same day.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my. So, speaking of Major League Baseball, Doug Lansdowne, Mr. Contreras is now going to be a Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I hope people realize that he did play really, really hard for the Cardinals. You know, he come in, he's trying to catch behind Yachty. They tell him he sucks. He gets his arm broke. They move him to a different position. I mean, I just always liked the dude because he showed up and played hard every single day. I think he has a monster year for Boston.
I think he does too. And you go back to Keith when Michaelis and even, Wainwright, I'm going to throw his name in there, kind of threw him under the bus when he first got here.
And Jack.
yeah.
And Flaherty, correct.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a no-win situation. He had Yachty's endorsement. Howie went down and, personally talked to him, assured him that things are fine. And what a trap he walked into. I mean, you're replacing one of the best catchers, if not the best catcher of all time, not just organizationally. And then, they wasn't framing right. And he couldn't do anything right. And this whole pitching staff. I mean, I wish the best for Wilson because he did not get a fair shake.
It was, in the words of Jack Black, a viper's nest.
It was such a knee-jerk reaction to sign him. After Yachty retired, they needed a catcher, but he wasn't the right guy. I mean, he wasn't a good defensive catcher. He was a great hitter and he did great at first, but he wasn't Yachty, and that's what everybody expected.
Well, the other part too is you have your pitching staff who sucked,
right?
Using the catcher as a scapegoat. Who does that?
Yeah.
They backed the bus up over him.
Yeah.
Sperlin, we're back to your bus again.
Yeah. We know this week's theme. Title.
Who drove the bus?
Look out for the bus.
But the
wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round.
Yeah. Tom, as you were saying, for both Gray and Contreras, they get 5 pitchers and a total of 30 years of contract control. That's not bad.
No, and Dobbins and Fitz could start this year. And then you got the 3 other guys that, down the road between Clark and Fajardo, that they're top prospects. I mean, I think they're already in the Cardinals' top 10 prospects for both of them.
Yeah. And hey, Doug, it sounds like the Donovan thing to Seattle is calming down. Guess where they're talking about him going now?
San Fran.
Boston.
Well, they haven't traded with the Cardinals for a while, so.
Been a couple of days.
What
happens if all those guys go to Boston and, like you said, have a hell of a year and win? What does that tell you?
Yep. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yep.
So we still have Arenado, Romero, Joe, Newt, maybe, and then Pedro Pajes potentially still to leave town here. So there's a possibility of a little bit of a break here for Christmas, but looks like some people are still going to be headed out of town.
My thought is, do they hang on to Romero and trade him at the deadline? Doesn't he become more valuable then rather than trading now?
Unless his arm explodes.
Well, that would be the Cardinal thing to happen. I agree.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I just think, at the trade deadline, you could get a little bit more for him.
That's true. But Tom, speaking of explosions, the University of Missouri-Columbia basketball team last night.
I don't know if you watched the St. Louis Billikens lately. They're a great team. Fun to watch.
I'm not going to say that the Tigers played Illinois last night, I'm going to say they participated or attended the game.
The bus dropped some of those guys off.
They got off the bus. Not everyone.
So we've talked about this before, how Illinois shoots 3-pointers.
Mhm.
I guess the Tigers need to listen to our podcast to find that out, because they didn't defend like Illinois could shoot threes.
Doug, they had the one kid shooting at almost two-hand set shot out there.
Oh my God, that effort. I mean, it was terrible. I figured they'd get beat. I thought, well, they're going to hang around, they'll make some shots. But, I mean, other than Mitchell, they got nobody that can score at all. I mean, they got nobody that can score. So, Illinois, took them to the woodshed. Golly, it was gruesome.
Hey, Joe, if you had Mizzou in 42.
You lost.
So
Mizzou, all right, you sitting there, they're 10-3.
Yeah.
They go
7-3.
500 in conference. They got to go over 500 in conference. Doug's sitting there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They got to go over 500 to make the NCAA tournament. And boy, like you said, that team ain't. Hey, whoa. Hey, what's that one tournament? CBI? The CB?
Yep.
No, the CIB?
CIB, that's what I thought this morning. That's where they're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw someone that said Gates just needs to survive this season. Get to that recruiting class next year. But Keith, the Billikens are 11-1.
Hey, fun team to watch. I've watched a couple of their games. They produce. They shoot, they do the fundamentals, they box out. Yeah.
They defend.
They defend. They on the perimeter even. They've got some size down low. The big guys can shoot. Hey, why not? Let's send them to the tournament.
Tom, they score a lot.
They score a lot, and every game is a different guy doing the scoring. If one guy doesn't have it that night, like the Mizzou, if he has an off night at all, the Tigers are done. But the Billikens, they can go 5 or 6 different ways, and they can bring Kellen Thames off the bench for 10 quick points. So it's hard to shut them down, really.
Yeah. You could almost see them getting better as the season goes on.
Yeah. And this game they had Sunday, they won by 15 against New Hampshire. There was a letdown, and I think that might be the wake-up call that they kind of needed going into the conference season. They all talking about how bad they've been practicing, and they got away with it. Well, they almost did this Sunday, so maybe this came at a good time.
Yeah, and Doug, if you want to see a letdown, look at the Missouri State margin of victory over Lindenwood this afternoon.
I saw it, yeah.
Blue is averaging 93 points per game.
Whoa. Yep.
92.8.
Well, Mizzou beat Bethune-Cookman by what? 15, 16 points the other day. A couple of days later, SLU beat him by 50.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I think that I think the Billikens would test out of the SWAC.
Think so.
Yeah. And with that, we've reached the last call, brought to you by Black Dog Consulting. Black Dog Consulting LLC is here to help the one truck owner and the small fleet owner to grow and prosper. Our buddy Dave Reinhardt has 37 years and 4 million plus miles of experience with flatbed, step deck, overdimensional, dry vans, and refrigerated units. Dave grew the last fleet he managed from 1 truck to 5 with yearly gross revenue of $3.7 million. If this is the growth you are looking for, contact Dave at 417-217-9622 or oldblackdog0523@gmail.com. Black Dog Consulting, helping you retrieve bigger profits. Joe Sperlin, what do you have for a last call?
Tom occasionally says he's going to have a double. I'm just going to have a quick shot and run. But please, and I don't even know who this is directed to. I would say the college football commissioner, but there's not one. Please fix college football with this NIL and portal and coaches leaving. And I don't know what the answer is, but That's my quick shot.
Yeah. Mr. Lansdowne?
College football also. I am sick and tired of these guys mouthing the coach and the team they used to play for. I mean, I don't like Lincoln Riley either, and I don't like University of Spoiled Children, but Keyshawn Johnson running his mouth about them not playing Notre Dame anymore and saying they should become independent and playing Sacramento State and everything like that. Keyshawn Johnson never won a damn thing until John Gruden came along. So I get tired of those guys over on the sidelines, and you can throw Michael Irvin in that group and all that stuff and everything. I get tired of those guys running their mouth saying what their alma mater should do and everything like that. So I'm tired of that.
Keyshawn, no, they don't play in the Pac-12 anymore.
No.
He did not.
I don't think he does. Tom Mathis.
I'm going to talk about something Doug just brought up, and I'm going to make mine a double for tonight again. But my pet peeve is the 1,000 people on the sidelines on today's football game. No matter what you're watching, there's just people everywhere. Somebody's going to get seriously hurt one of these days because most of these people are looking at their phone. They're not watching what's going on. And the guy's running 25 miles an hour full steam right at you, and you're never going to know it. So they've got to do something about getting the sideline access under control.
Or Tom, they split of like the Red Sea, and the cheerleader is the one that takes the punishment.
Exactly.
The 100-pound cheerleader goes 6 feet into the stands during the sixth row.
When Mike Leach and Jack Arute had their show on XM, Leach was talking about this, and he said, and this was 10 years ago, Leach is like, this is totally out of control. He's like, I don't look at the sideline, but occasionally I'd look back and I'd be like, how did that guy get here?
You can't even see players sometimes because there's so many, whatever they are, hanger-ons or whatever in front of the players. I mean, the players can't even see the field. It's just ridiculous.
I've got to pass. Yeah.
So my original last call, I'm going to piggyback on Joe's quick hit. I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, but I'm going to say, spend the time with family. Don't fall prey to the NBA and the NFL on Thursday. Spend your time with family and loved ones. Appreciate what you got.
Right.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Mr. Farrell.
I've got 2 quick ones. Number one, what the hell happened to the NBA? Who killed the NBA? I was watching some old video or some old tape, the old Bulls games and stuff like that. And I was like, let me have more. And I can't turn the channel quick enough when I watch today's NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too is DK Metcalf, keep your hands off of fans. I mean, did your mother not teach you right? Nothing's going to end well if you put your hands on someone else. And I learned that in kindergarten.
Hey, and that cost him $45 million.
Yep.
Because of game checks, yes.
Because he had a deal that if he wasn't suspended, or if he was suspended, that he wasn't going to get these incentives. Hey, you're not going to get. Hey, if you do the right thing, we'll pay you $45 million.
I can ignore a lot for $45 million.
Well, hell yeah.
I think I could too.
You come down and slap me in the face. I don't care.
Yeah.
So for mine, I am going to tell a story. Tom, you may have heard this, that Jim Hart told recently. Jim was getting a special award with the St. Louis Athletic Club, and he told a story from his playing days that I had never heard. And we remember when they played the Cowboys, and Cliff Harris was one of the best safety blitzers ever. I remember a game he just walked into the A gap, and Hart didn't even drop back. Harris just ran through and sacked him as he was dropping back. And so Hart said, we made a point of always finding Cliff Harris before we snapped the ball on a third down. And he said, so they had a cadence. It was like blue 14, hut. And so he gets up there It's a third down. He goes, blue 14, and he cannot find Cliff Harris. And he said that if Deerdorf could have stood up and said, would you snap the ball? Because they've all gone into their, set position and they're like dying. And then he said he looks and he sees behind Bob Bruning's leg, he sees another leg. And he's like, aha. And about this time, Cliff Harris sticks his head around Bob Bruning and says, I love you.
Great story, but I still hate Cliff Harris.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you rooted against the Cowboys as long as we did, how can you not?
Yep.
So, folks, with that, if you are listening to this, all of the Sportists, we love you and thank you for listening to this podcast. And we wish you Merry Christmas. We wish you Happy Festivus. We wish you Feliz Navidad.
Happy
Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. Anything you celebrate, we hope it's happy. Joe Sperlin, thank you, sir.
Yep, enjoyed it. Good to see all of us together.
Doug Lansdowne.
Enjoy your holidays.
Tom Mathis.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Mr. Farrell. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Keith.
Yep.
We thought Keith had entered the portal and went to another rival podcast.
I got a portal right here.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what I was going to say, but he's a different portal.
I was going to say, what's Keith doing on an ESPN podcast?
Yeah.
And, next week we will revisit our predictions for 2025. I listened to that today. Some of them were really good. Some were not. But we'll take a look. We will take a look at those next week. And we hope you join us on the St. Louis Sportists podcast. And until then, take care.
And that wraps another episode of the St. Louis Sportists podcast. Please like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest episodes. You can find these guys on all major podcast platforms. And thanks for listening.